This is Kruger National Park in South Africa, home to some of the biggest, fastest and deadliest animals on the planet. CBBC have brought 4 British and 4 South African children to spend a month here training to be rookie game rangers.
Incredible.
Leading them on this amazing adventure will be their mentors, Trails Ranger Rudy.
It's taken me years to learn to be a ranger. They've only got 1 month to do it.
And Guide Frankie.
In the African bush, danger can be around any corner. So the Safari 8 needs to be alert and have to be ready at any time.
8 kids, 2 mentors and 1 massive challenge. To lead 2 celebrity guests on a safari experience of a lifetime. Last time, the Safari 8 packed up and headed to the coast for a well-earned break.
It was amazing, it was so awesome. The adrenaline was just like, whoa.
The rookie rangers were all at sea on a whale spotting mission.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
And the team had to face up to some hard truths in their midway report.
I'm going to reprimand you a bit now.
Be very careful what you say, not to hurt another individual.
Coming up, the Safari 8 spend the day getting back to basics.
I find it a bit unfair that the boys had to do basically nothing and we had to do all the work.
It all gets physical in the team challenge.
Oh, we still want this.
And there's tears before bedtime.
I was speechless, it was so breathtaking, the whole thing.
It's midway through the Safari 8's month-long ranger training, and our rookie rangers have travelled from Kruger to Rocktail Bay, a coastal reserve in KwaZulu-Natal, the heartland of Zulu people. Today, mentors Rudy and Frankie are taking the team to a Zulu homestead. They're going to step back in time and see how rural villagers used to live.
As a guide or ranger, a lot of your skills actually comes from traditional Zulus, such as hunting as well as tracking.
And it looks like most of the nearby community have turned up to greet them. Zulus are the largest tribe of native Africans in South Africa. The word Zulu means people of heaven. Their traditional dances celebrate Zulu life and tell stories from the past. For Safari 8 team members Sifiso and Nomalungelo, it's a chance for the rest of the group to learn how their Zulu grandparents used to live.
It's going to be a place where they can get more knowledge about what we did long ago and to know more about our Zulu tradition and culture.
This Zulu village has been set up to give people a chance to explore this ancient way of life.
It was very exciting to see how happy they were about the place.
And after that welcome, the team are starting to feel at home. So they head off to check out some traditional Zulu houses.
Cute! Check the beds! Oh, like coat hangers! This home's a lot different to the home that I live in. Well, my one's made of bricks and is a lot bigger than this one. It's a wee bit more outdoor and more exciting than my house.
And once the boys are finally in, Sifiso gives them a quick lesson in construction.
Most of the things are made of like natural stuff, as you can see here. Even this hut it's waterproof. Water cannot come in.
These huts are made from woven branches and covered with dried grass.
It's stunning, like the way they've done everything. It's awesome. I think it's fantastic that we got 2 people from the Zulu background and stuff, because we can ask stuff that we don't understand to them, and I think they can help us so much more with their tradition.
The women take the cow dung and they rub it on the floor. And when you look at it, it becomes beautiful and new because it's now smooth and there are no cracks on the floor. So
Nomalungelo showed us all the different things like the mats and the animal skins and how they actually built the foundation of the hut. And it was really interesting, especially since she's a part of the Zulu culture.
But for Thomas, it's not the hut that's got his attention.
What is that one? What is that one?
Okay.
Oh, it's a spider! What is it?
No, it's just a normal spider. Well, that's what you need to get used to, even more in the bush.
And the bugs aren't the only thing bothering him.
For starters, the floor's made out of cow's poo. It's open to snakes and spiders, and there's holes in the wall, which means the rain can get in. It looks really dark, and I'm not a caveman.
For 13-year-old gadget lover Thomas from Wales, the sleeping arrangements on this trip have never been to his taste.
I really want air conditioning in the next place because I'm sweating like a dog in bed. I've never been camping before. I don't really like sleeping close to someone. The reason why I don't like it is because I like my space. I suppose you have to get over it.
Guys, you've seen the Zulu hut, you've seen everything, so what do you think? Thomas?
Yeah, I thought it would be bigger, but I suppose they only come in to sleep.
Come on, this was the ancient times. People lived in this place. They're trying to show us the people from outside, how the Zulu people lived.
And Thomas's attitude isn't impressing Sifiso.
Thomas didn't like the place. He said he wasn't sleeping in there because of snakes and spiders. But I think he would take a step forward and try to sleep in there, because I think it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fun.
The Safari 8 aren't here just to look around. Zulu men and women had very different roles in the village, and local guides Gibson and Nellie are here to give the team a taste of this ancient way of life.
Now what we're going to do next, we're going to divide you into two teams to learn from the traditions of the Zulu people. The boys are going with Gibson.
Gibson over there is a master spear thrower. So he's going to teach you guys to throw the spear.
The girls are going with Nelly.
Nelly's going to take you guys, and she's going to teach you a bit about a woman's role in a Zulu village. All right, you guys all excited? Yeah. I can even see a smile from you, Thomas.
Even for modern Zulu women like Nellie, their work is never done. Most of their time is spent doing domestic chores like cooking, laundry and fetching water. It's a world away from what the girls are used to.
Is this the sort of stuff you have to do every day?
Yes, in the morning
And in the afternoon?
and in the afternoon.
And it's not just a case of turning on the tap. So it's off to use the neighbour's well.
Okay.
By turning the wheel, water is drawn up to the surface.
Wow!
Time for some girl power.
It's really, really hard because it's kind of heavy as you turn it. It actually makes me appreciate water more.
I swear, if you had to do this every day for the rest of your life, you'd have mega muscles.
There we go.
Once full, they've got to get the water home, and that's a bit of a balancing act.
Then walk with it so you can walk.
Hold it.
Whoa, whoa. It's gonna squish me. Take it off. I am not letting go of that.
Can I take it off?
Don't let go.
Yeah,
Can I
take
take
it
it
off.
Okay, wait.
Come stand behind me. What is it?
One,
2, 3.
I was the only one who could balance the water in my head. It was like, it's this thing that I've always done when I go to my grandma's house, something that I'm used to, but at the same time it was like kind of hard because it was heavy.
But for the boys, Zulu life is proving less of a headache.
Yeah, baby.
And local guide Gibson gives our would-be warriors a traditional spear throwing class.
Do it slowly.
And instead of an animal to spear, they've got a vegetable. For sports mad Mania, this should be no problem.
Mania, mania, oh! I thought since it was quite close, it would be so easy just to throw a spear into it, but it was actually really, really difficult to get it perfectly accurate.
Diesel.
As a Zulu man, I thought I was going to do well. Maybe if I practice more and more, I could do better.
The target keeps on getting away, so Gibson tries a different approach.
I'll give you this too and see how you guys doing. Yeah. One.
The turnips days are numbered.
Yeah, hooray.
And with dinner in the bag, the boys' work is done for the day. The girls, on the other hand, are still busy with their chores.
What we're going to do now is to collect the firewood.
But carrying the wood home can be a bit of an armful.
Oh, look at Ella.
So the Zulus have come up with an ingenious solution.
This one, this is very, very strong.
Very
You
strong.
see?
Oh, so it is.
Yeah.
Wrap it around your wood.
Using nature's string.
So now I can just carry it like that.
But you put it on your head. The ladies, they put everything on their head.
With nothing else to do, tabla drummer Kushal entertains the boys while they kick back and relax. But all this free time seems to have gone to the boys' heads.
I think the girls are really going to be really jealous, and like they're just going to be bending their backs and hurting their backs, picking up cabbage. And then after we've been having fun, they have to make our food for us. I think it's been really cool.
I'm really pleased that the boys get to throw spears and the girls have to cook food, because boys have got more power and like they can throw spears, whereas girls they can like cook things.
I wouldn't let the girls hear you say that, Thomas, as they've got another back-breaking task ahead of them, preparing the maize meal.
Yes?
And for fiercely independent Caroline, it all seems a little one-sided.
I find it a bit unfair that the boys had to do, basically nothing, and we had to do all the work. I mean, the boys are sitting there making drums. Probably the hardest thing they had to do was walk from one chair to the other to play a different drum.
But the maize isn't going to crush itself.
Been doing this for ages, right? This is what it was to begin with, and this is what it was about, like loads and loads and loads of work put into it later. There's no change at all, and I feel we're going to be at this for hours and hours, and I don't even think that they're going to appreciate it.
If they don't appreciate it, I'll be very upset.
We'll go on strike if they don't eat it, and then they won't eat anything at all, so they better appreciate it. High five.
Still to come. The gloves are off as the girls take on the boys in the ultimate battle of the sexes. Rudy and Frankie make a shock announcement that changes everything.
You all are going to have a specific role.
And the team return to Kruger where there's a big surprise waiting in camp.
When I first saw my mom, I was like in tears and I was like, oh my.
It's challenge time. The Safari 8 have spent the day getting stuck into Zulu life. So what better than a Zulu dance-off?
We're going to divide you in two teams again. So it's girls against boys
Oh, yes.
for a reward and a forfeit.
If you look down to there, there's a cow shed. The losers will be sleeping in that square cow shed tonight, and the winners will get one of these luxury huts to sleep in tonight. All right, so guys, get cracking.
Looking the part, the teams have until sundown to practice. And luckily for them, some local children are here to show them how it's done.
The boys go with the boys. They're going to teach you how to dance, and the girls go with the girls. Off you go.
While the boys master the steps of the ancient warriors, the girls practice the maidens dance because no one wants to lose this challenge. The last time the girls and boys went head-to-head in a team challenge, the girls crept into the lead to claim victory.
Come with me.
And first to perform in the dance-off, it's the girls. Will they be able to continue their winning streak, leaving the boys out in the cold of the cowshed? Joining the mentors as judges are Gibson and Nellie. Dressed to impress with sea pods around their ankles and beaded necklaces, the girls put on a great show. The boys may look the part, but can they top that? The girls are feeling confident.
Oh, we still won this.
Their There's no way Thomas is spending the night in the cowshed, so he gives it his all. But have the boys done enough to win over the judges? Only one team can win.
They put in a big effort for this.
At stake, a night of Zulu luxury.
The boys, they did very well.
It's a close call.
Girls did also very well.
And the results are in.
It was a very difficult decision between the ladies and the gentlemen, but I think for the effort that the boys put in, we are making them victorious today.
Okay, you're gonna sleep tonight is the cowshed.
But at least the girls can see the funny side.
I'm excited for the cow shed. I don't really mind sleeping with the cows area. Because
The boys, luxury hut.
The girls have to sleep in the cow sheds, unfortunately, but it just shows they weren't up to scratch when it comes to the dancing. The boys were.
If we had carried on, I promise you, we would have won the whole thing.
We should be in the luxury home, and I think I really want to hear Caroline screaming tonight when she sees them land on the floor.
So the team have mastered the dancing. Now Nomalangelo wants to see how they handle a little Zulu tongue twister.
What? What does it mean in English?
It means Tebo is sleeping on the African mat, thinking of himself holding a spear.
Zulu is one of 11 official languages in South Africa and is spoken by over 9 million people. Its distinct tongue clicking makes it a real mouthful for the novice.
what?
But it's not long before the team are down with the lingo.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true Zulu woman.
Time for bed, and as the girls lost the challenge, it's off to the cowshed.
Oh, goodness gracious me.
Oh, okay.
Right, people, let's get ready.
Because we're all going to be together, so it's fine. But it's just Caroline is going to go crazy, and we probably won't even get to sleep because she's going to be going, ant, bug, noise!
And Caroline's dislike of these wee beasties is starting to wear thin with the other girls.
Because you have to get over it, seriously.
It's a disgusting little bug that pushes poo. How can you like that?
Kaz, leave it alone. We're going to be finding this all over.
Caroline may champion equal rights for all, but sadly that doesn't include bugs.
They're everywhere and they're in my tent and in my sleeping bag, and I'm not sleeping here and I don't like it, and I liked it where we were.
I can't touch the ground.
You see, I just took another bug off.
Doesn't help.
But unfortunately for Caroline, the bugs aren't going anywhere.
What? They're just bugs.
Kaz.
I don't like them. I can't help it. Shouting at me doesn't really make it any easier. I don't think I'll be able to sleep that easily tonight. I think I might be awake for a while or two. I mean, I've just seen massive bugs. Don't like bugs.
Across the village, the boys have got a 5-star night ahead of them.
Whoa! That is so class.
This is one seriously cool Zulu crib.
Look at this house. It's a pimped Zulu house. It's so very comfortable.
And even homeboy Thomas is happy.
Feel the pillow.
Oh.
It's the final morning on the coast. And how did the boys enjoy their night of Zulu luxury?
My sleep last night was really, really good. The pillows are really comfy and the bed is really comfy. And I will apologise to whoever I was saying that this is horrible, because it is absolutely lovely and I wouldn't mind staying here for the rest of the 2 weeks.
I like it when he enjoys our Zulu culture and our house, like the way the Zulu people used to live. Like, so I'm happy that he's happy.
Across in the cowshed, was it sweet dreams for Caroline or a beastie nightmare?
I didn't sleep very well last night because I think I fell asleep first, and but then I woke up really early. And I swear that little millipede thing came back in again because I could hear something like loads of tiny little legs. And then when I came back, I wasn't sure if anything had crawled in my bag, so I couldn't go back in it, and I had to sit like this. I didn't mean to, but I chucked a spider on your pillow. It's dead though, because I found it in my bag.
Did you kill it?
No, well, I must have squished it.
The Rookie Rangers have just 2 weeks to overcome any fears and get prepared for their final challenge. So far, they know they'll have to track the Big Five for their guests and set up camp. But, as they're about to find out, that's not all.
For the final challenge, you all are going to have a specific role. There's going to be 1 head ranger, 2 trackers, 3 guides, and 2 people in hospitality.
Not only have Rudy and Frankie been making sure the Safari 8 have all the skills they need for the final challenge, they've also been assessing which role would best suit each member.
The head guide or head ranger will be in charge of everything.
Each of the Safari 8 will have the chance to show the mentors their leadership skills, but only one can be chosen for the final challenge.
As a tracker, your main job is to read tracks, try and find animals.
2 trackers will take on the task of finding the animals. It's a big responsibility, so the right 2 people must be chosen.
As a guide, you are going to be the link between nature and your guests.
And that means they'll need to know everything about the Big Five and any other animals they might see, and that's a tall order.
As hospitality, you are in charge of the entertainment, the food, and that there's enough of everything for the guests.
Possibly one of the hardest jobs, the 2 Rookie Rangers who end up in hospitality will need to cater for the guests' every whim. After living together for 2 weeks, Safiso's got a good idea what role would suit teammate Thomas.
I think Thomas plays a lot, so sometimes it can get a bit irritating. So I think he is going to take the hospitality or something else. But I think, just like they said, do not mix business with pleasure.
But Kushal's not so sure.
I don't think that Thomas would be able to do the hospitality role at all because he's not very good, he's not very organised and stuff. Like when you see him in his room, there's stuff flying everywhere.
There's one role that most of the team have their eye on.
If I'm heading for anything, I'm really heading for the head ranger role. I'm going to try and ensure that I get the roles I want to do by just trying my best at everything.
But there's tough competition.
The role that I would really like to take would definitely be a head ranger. I love leading, it's really fun.
And what about everybody else?
Ella would be a really good tracker because she's good at identifying things, and Normal and Gelo will also make a good hospitality. I think she's really good at organising things. Caroline would also make a good guide, and she's really good at that kind of stuff.
Looks like someone's got the final challenge sorted then.
More or less.
So, with no time to waste, the team head back to Kruger to complete the ranger training. As the sun sets for the day, the Safari 8 arrive back in camp. The team have been away from their homes for 2 weeks, and everyone's starting to miss friends and family. So, Rudy and Frankie have some messages waiting for them. And first to hear from her nearest and dearest is Ashley.
Hi Ashley, we miss you, and everything's not the same. School's quiet, the house is quiet.
I definitely found the whole thing really emotional because it wasn't just me who hadn't seen my family, it was 7 other kids.
Hi Ashley, I'm missing you lots. I hope you're having lots of fun there.
So the whole thing was just really nice, and I was speechless. It was so breathtaking, the whole thing.
Keep being who you are, and I'm very, very proud of you, and I love you lots.
Love you too.
Hi Kushal. It's really weird without you.
I think really weird because I really miss you. I love you lots. I hope you're having lots of fun and learning lots of things. So. Hi Kushal.
I think you're alright. I miss you so much. You look after yourself. Thank you. Aww.
Love you.
Your granny was gorgeous. That's
You feel like all moody and squishy inside.
oh.
Smash that.
I wish you a very good time at Kruger National Park. Just be good, my child.
When I first saw my mom, I was like in tears and I was like, oh my. It was like this feeling that I really, really needed all this time, and I was so grateful for it and I was really happy.
Pretty and class.
It's very boring without you. We miss you like dearly.
We can't wait until you come back and tell us all about your experience there.
You're here. Oh, no.
Do you have that warm, mushy feeling inside you now?
Yeah. It's sad.
Hi, Ella.
Hello, Ella. We hope you're having a lovely, lovely time. Don't worry, we're all still here when you come back. So make the most of it and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're not missing your mobile phone, are you?
And I hope you've like eating, if you do eat elephant testicles and lizard tails. If you get the chance, you should.
We miss you lots. Have a lovely time.
Yeah,
Enjoy
always
it.
thinking
Be
of
safe.
you, that's the main thing.
Oh, that was so sweet.
You go, Hasla, go get a have fun. Enjoy yourself there.
Yeah, peace out. Peace out. We love you, man.
Yeah.
Make sure that you keep it tentlas away.
Yeah.
Go hustler.
I wanted to cry, but at the very same time, I didn't want to show my tears. But as like they said, hustler and stuff like that, it felt very sad. At the very same time, I was very excited.
Sifiso ndoda baba kuyakuthanda ne. Umfana omuhle ne usebenze kahle nabanye abantwana. You are a very good boy njengoba kusole ngitshela. There is no good boy like you in the whole world, according to your father.
Those strong words that I was given from my family encouraged me a lot.
Uyiphathe kahle mfana. Look after yourself very well wherever you go.
How do you feel after that?
I feel like crying.
Oh!
Right, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi Caroline, been missing you. How you doing?
Hi Caroline.
We all hope you're having a ball. And remember the thing we said before you left. Take time to breathe at night, look at the stars and keep these memories forever.
And watch out for midges.
Bye, have lots of fun. See you soon.
Goodbye.
Oh. When I got the message from home, it was such a great feeling to just see them there. I was like, whoo! It definitely gave me this massive boost to keep on going to, you know, do them proud.
Next time on Safari 8, the team have a close encounter with a cheetah.
I find this experience fantastic. I mean, I just touched a cheetah.
Get to feed a young orphan. And there's trouble in camp.
Oh, Ashley, you stupid man.